we've got Year 12 media students to do our focus group with Kyle, Mitchell and Georgia. Our plotline revolves around the routine of what appears to be an average person at first, with a simple daily routine, coming off the train, reading newspaper and going home. He lives in a middle-class house and is later revealed to have a darker side, as once he walks inside the house, targets of people are shown who've caused him problems in the past. You hear vocal flashbacks of screams, and pictures have circles and X's across their face to show that he's eliminated them targets. And it's eventually shown until it stops on a picture with just a circle across his face, where the main character stops, sits down and begins laughing, and that's when the scene fades to black and ends.
In terms of this opening sequence, do you think it's effective? I mean, but what we've just told you, does it sound like it will be good? Is there anything that you would change or?
No, because it links in well with like the thriller, and obviously orchestral genre, so it's like a psychological thriller.
What parts of a thriller do you think we should, what parts of a thriller do you think we should add in to make it like clearly a thriller and a strong part of that genre?
Close-ups of the man's face to see when you say he's laughing, to show like the reaction he's like generally happy about it.
Yeah.
So it's a bit weird.
What? How are you adhering to the codes and conventions of a thriller film?
We like keep the identity of the main character mystery, which creates an enigma, and we have flashbacks of we have vocal flashbacks of the screams, which creates a mystery that has to how they've supposedly died, which is what you know. And
in the opening, when he's in the room, it'll be dark lighting, which
That's effective. What do you think of the fact that they're going to have their last shot with the character laughing? Some people might argue that might be a bit of a cliche. What would you say to that?
I say, although it's a cliche, it has quite a lot of mystery behind it, and it's not like the audience know exactly what he's laughing about, and so they'd want to find out.
If it's done effective, it will look good.
So what techniques in your editing is going to ensure that it looks effective rather than a bit corny or a bit cheesy?
We've just got to make sure that it isn't cheesy, and that it does look more evil rather than cliche.
Are you going to make the man look like a stereotypical man of like a working class, or is he going to have some like disfigurement or something wrong?
That's what we wanted to ask you. Because we want him to look like a normal person on the outside, but be psychotic on the inside. Do you think that's best, or do you want him to be psychotic on the outside?
But how would you show that?
Well, with makeup would be effective as well, like dark eyes.
For the man.
Yeah, like dark eyes.
Yeah, I think especially on the close up, obviously with the train, I think that's just good to keep him simple. But when he's in the room, just have real dark eyes, like he's tired and it's affecting him.
Yeah.
Okay.
We use Heathway and Dagenham train stations as our location, as well as the character's house, or mainly his bedroom. Is there anything we should worry about using these locations, and will it make it look like a realistic routine as we try?
Yeah, it's not much. It's a different, because it's like a lot of people around, so it won't be as thriller type.
Do you want to elaborate on that? Like, what is the thriller type then?
Like when it means like some dark area,
But that's the whole point.
no lighting, it will be dark, but in the train you have people smiling going to work.
We only show our main character on the train. There's.
Let me show someone else.
Yeah,
And that's what we want. We want you to.
We might see
him
like
as
someone
normal
next to
first,
him.
But then when he goes back to his room, he's suddenly like, oh, okay.
I like Greg's in the background.
Great.
I guess you get hungry.
our costume will be just as like a simple suit to show like we thought it may also show the female gaze because it connotes wealth as well. And is that effective, or should he appear in a more like outgoing costume to show his psychotic side?
Suit works.
Okay, we've got an example of a thriller movie, which is the Purge trailer.
Tonight allows people a release for all the hatred and violence that they keep up inside them.
Why don't you guys kill someone tonight?
Because we don't feel the need to, Johnny.
Just remember all the good the Purge does.
We'll be fine just like always, no worries, okay?
This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge. At the siren, all emergency services will be suspended for 12 hours. Your government thanks you for your participation.
Help me! Someone, please, help me! I just need to get someone safe. Does anybody hear me?
Let's go! This way! This way, hurry!
Why did you let him in our home? We have no idea who's after him.
Our target for this year's purge is hiding in your home. You have 1 hour to find him and give him to us, or we'll kill all of you.
They can't get in here, right? They can't get into our home.
We're gonna make it through tonight, and everything is gonna be okay.
Nothing is ever going to be okay again.
What kind of genre would you say that trailer is when you watch it?
Horror.
You class that more as horror.
As a crime action.
No, I say thriller.
I
It's more
say thriller.
psychological.
Why? What makes you think that?
Because it has some close and
So is there like anything we should worry about in terms of it, like in terms of our thriller movie crossing over genres?
Can you repeat that?
Is there anything we should worry about in terms of making our thriller movie look more like a horror or more like crime drama?
Yes.
Which is like what?
Through the use of camera. Through the use of camera.
Or like angles and stuff?
Yeah, the angle and the close up to the face. You said the man's laughing, right? If you have close up of the man laughing, it gives a very psychotic vibe. And I think it's a mad man. It's crazy.
Which helps the thriller.
Are you interested in kind of exploring the whole hybrid genre kind of concept, or do you want to just stick to that one specific?
We wanted it to be slightly psychological, but we didn't want to like go too far away from the main thriller concept.
Then focus more on facial expressions, because with that opening, it's a lot like small, but like it's like small movements with their face, but it makes like a big difference.
Yeah.
So like try and focus on that.
Finally, we don't use much. We don't use much sound. We have like we was planning on using like music over the top of our scene, as well as like the laughter of the character at the end and the screams when it pans around the snapshots of the victims. do you think this is effective, or do you think we should have more narrative?
I would say it's effective due to the reason that it's like if you're using the laughter, and it depends on the sample you're using. If you use something with the use of like organs in it, quite dark, mysterious sound, it could give you a film that film edge.
Is there, like, we was going to use, as well as that, we use various theories, such as like binary opposites of character being like having two split personalities, and we use female gaze by the wealth and suit, as well as the various enigma codes. And is there any others which you think we should use or not use in order to make our movie better?
And to fit the codes and conventions.
I think the binary opposite is very key. As you said, he'll be on like this station and then go to his bedroom. So you could have one where his normal room goes into the bedroom. It's crazy. He starts laughing.
Yeah. But do you think like when we get into the bedroom, is it like we should like make it we should make it really crazy, or should we just be like more subtle with it?
Or you could start off with his soul, and then all of a sudden he just starts laughing for no reason.
Yeah, like things that trigger him off. So
Which
like
will
do
make, like the audience think sort of, why is he laughing? Like make them want to watch the film even more.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in terms of, I've said this to a few of the other groups as well, you all know what the codes and conventions of an opening sequence are. A good opening sequence starts off like that, and it rises, and then it hooks the audience, because we want to be hooked, but we don't want to have so much information that we don't want to watch the rest of the film. So how are you going to make sure that your opening sequence climaxes like that and doesn't just go steady the whole way across? What are you going to leave the audience with at the end? What is the ultimate enigma code that the audience are going to be left with in terms of your plot, your narrative, and your key character?
We want the audience to find out more about the character and the person that he's circled, as well as like the background of the other victims.
And as well, because you start off and he's just on the train, so it's just ordinary, there's nothing exciting going on, and he's just going home, and so you're like, oh, okay, and then suddenly you get in this room and you see he's like psychotic, so you're like.
So in terms of building up that climax and that hook, I would probably expect your editing and your non-diegetic sound and whatever sound effects you're going to use to be much more fast-paced than obviously the effects on the train and the music that you'd be using there, and the different types of edits. Like I would possibly be expecting like lightning, not lightning, but different lighting techniques that would be kind of dipping in and out of that as well to really help that hook.
Yeah, and we'd like end it like right where he starts laughing. We'd fade to black so that it like ends it on a high and sharp part of the scene. And yeah, is there anything else anyone would like to add? Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.